All right, Cook to Fit crew, it is time to get your MyFitnessPal all set up and going. So, the very first thing I need for you all to do is you're going to go to your goal setting. So, on your goal setting, you're going to come here to your daily nutrition goals and the set of numbers that you were given by your coach, you are going to input into the system. So, I also have some new numbers, so I'm going to go ahead and log those in. So, to start, I have 122 grams of carbs. I have 87 grams of fat, and I have 171 grams of protein. And so, as you can see, this is going to go ahead and calculate your calories for you, and you're going to click Save. Now, those of you who are on, say, the MyFitnessPal that is not the premium setting, your viewing is going to be difficult, but I do highly recommend that you invest and go ahead and upgrade to the premium because there's going to be a lot more that you can do with the app. So the second thing I want to point out, just for some of you who have a second set of numbers, what you're going to do is come to the set custom daily goals, and you're going to add a daily goal. So what I have is a high day and a low day. So I'm going to go ahead and add my low day here. So that's 107 carbs, 76 grams of fat, and 149 grams of protein. And I'm going to go ahead. And right now what I'm going to do is I typically take my rest days on Thursdays and Sundays. So I'm going to go ahead and input that here. So automatically in my app, it's going to save and adjust my numbers on those days. Now, if I end up not taking Thursday and I take Wednesday instead, all I need to do is come to this app and just, this part of the app and just change the custom daily settings with a simple click and it'll adjust for you. So I'm going to save that. And then I'm going to go ahead and click the overall save. So that's your very step one on getting your numbers logged into the system so you know exactly what you need to intake. The next thing I would suggest you all do is you're going to come here to your micronutrients. When you come on to MyFitnessPal, what it does is it goes ahead and it just gives you a general number for your micronutrients based on the calories that you're intaking each day. But we know right here, this one sugar, that women are supposed to have 25 grams of sugar, men around 35 grams of sugar or less. That's very, very difficult for some of us. What you'll notice is it's probably going to automatically set you up with like 60 or 70. So go ahead and just shave it down and start around 40. Gradually make jumps down to 35, 30, and 25. So I've been hitting consistently there 35 for a while. So I'm going to adjust myself down to really trying to meet that 25 goal. And I'm going to click Save. So the next thing I want you to do, we changed our sugars here, is get ourselves set up in how we want it to view. So you can see right here, my day looks like this, calories by meal. It's broken down. So in order to do that, we're going to come to the settings button. And we're going to click right here where it says diary settings. So I've gone ahead and when I am tracking, I want these 5 nutrients to be available. And that's what I want you all to have viewed to. Your carbs, your fats, your protein, sodium, and sugar. Those are going to be your major tracking points to see progress in your fat loss and muscle gain. So I have this clicked here where I choose to see the grams instead of percentages of what I've met. If you would prefer percentages, you just click on that and change. So here's where I've gone ahead and created meals. So typically in the morning I take vitamins or I might do some sort of morning routine that's going to be pretty much the same every day. I went ahead and added that. It's a good suggestion to do that if you have a same routine. Breakfast, I have snacks, lunch, dinner, and then right here I have pre-post WOD or workout and then my nighttime routine. I added this one in there because essentially it is the same almost every day. So this just helps me not have to re-input the same thing over and over. I can just automate it. And I'll show you how to do that shortly. So go ahead here and make those changes of how you want your day to look. The next thing is you need to come down here and change your setting to be viewed as public. That will allow Rebecca and myself to come in and be able to see what types of food you're eating and be able to provide you suggestions from there. And then the last thing is right here, this button that says enable negative adjustments. You do not want to click that. If you add any type of exercise into this app, it will cause your calories to be adjusted. And we do not want that to happen because the number that we have given each of you is already calculated for your individual fitness and daily activity goals. So if you happen to have your MyFitnessPal adjusting your calories that you do with exercise, it's going to put you in a not good position. So be sure that you're checking that no calories are being added or taken away for any kind of exercise. So once that's done, we're going to go ahead and click save. So you can see it's been updated for us here. So we now have all the background settings adjusted for you to view, for you to add, and be set up for you every day. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my home screen. So looking at my home screen, this is what I have for the day, okay? This is my calories, my proteins, my fats, and my carbs. So you probably heard from us say before that you need to be eating a balanced portion of these three throughout the day. Your number one to hit is going to be your protein. So if I come and look at my food, so let me look at my log a little bit more in detail. So here I am. I have not added anything. So I'm going to just show you a little tutorial quickly on how to get the most out of this part, because this can be pretty tedious for most people when it comes to adding all of the foods in there. And when we say all, we literally want every little bit of food. If you're adding butter to something or oil, or you had 5 almonds as a snack, you need to log every little bit in there to account towards your goals. So the first thing I want to say is if you pick up some sort of meal and it already has the calories on it and you cannot locate it in the system, you're going to come here to quick tools and you're going to quick add calories. This is going to allow you to quickly track the nutrients in that item. Notice it doesn't have sodium, it doesn't have sugar, it doesn't have a lot of your micronutrients. So if possible, we want you to try to avoid using this one. But again, it's handy and sometimes you'll need it. So that's in your toolkit. The other thing I want to show you is when you have this quick tool that you can copy a meal. So for me, my breakfast is pretty standard. I either go with a shake or usually eggs and egg whites. So for me, using this option where I can copy from yesterday or click on copy from date will allow me to just replicate the meals that I've had. Same thing if I, built a lunch or dinner recipe of some sort and I individually added my items, all I need to do is click that copy from date and get it added in. Super simple. The other thing you can do here is coming up to the top, My Foods. So this would be for something that you know that you're going to eat a lot. So here I sometimes order, if I go to Hungry Greek, this is typically what I get. If I do meal plan orders from David, I have that saved in here so that I can just simply click it rather than make it a repetitive process. Save myself some time. Same thing with meals. You can build meals. So here's my Buddha bowl whenever I go out to Buttermilk, and here's my made up bowl that I have, and a variety of different other foods that I was eating frequently. And all you need to do is then click, and all of those individual items are saved for you. The other thing you can do is recipes. So if you guys are cooking and pulling recipes from online, you can copy and paste your recipe here, import, and it'll allow you to do a little check to make sure you have all the items that you want, and you can literally save recipes that you've done. So this couscous squash kale salad, which was amazing, is one I pulled offline, I pulled in here the detailed recipe and all the items, and all I have to do is simply just click log it. So the last thing that I want to show you guys, which is the tedious side. So say you are unable to use any of these settings, you are going to come in and you're going to add food. So you can see mine has a library now that I've been logging here. So oftentimes you will be able to find some of the foods that you frequently use right below. Or you can go ahead and click in. So today, let's say for snack, I know that I'm going to have an Oikos 000 yogurt. I'm going to go ahead and search it. And you can see here all these different varieties. So this is why it's very, very important for you guys to monitor the type of food that you are taking in and also the measurement or size of it. So at any time that you can use your app and actually scan an item that has a barcode, that's going to be the best bet for you to get the most accurate measurement of what you're taking in. The second thing or suggestion is anytime that you're measuring food. So let's say I'm doing sweet potatoes. So looking at the sweet potatoes that come up, you're going to notice 1 cup, 133 grams, half a cup. But look at the difference between the two. Half a cup, unprepared. So there is a difference when you are logging your food and how it's prepared and the actual measurement size. So having a scale is really important so that you can measure the weight of what you are preparing. And then you need to make sure that you're searching if you are measuring it unprepared or if you're measuring it baked or grilled. All of those are important when you are logging your foods. So the last thing to share is I'm just going to kind of pull up a day for you. Let's go back. We'll just go back to Thursday. Here we are. Okay. So it's really, 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 really important that you are not leaving calories on the table. Okay. So looking at my day, you can see here's breakfast, about 500 calories, my carbs, fats, and proteins. Again, here's some snacks, those going across the board, my lunch, and then the dinner time. And here is the total number for my food for the day. So you can see this is my daily goal. I'm shy of it about 30 calories, and I literally went over -1 on my fats and carbs and hit even Steven on my protein. This is where you guys need to be. You need to be about 5% over under every single day. If you're leaving 200-300 calories on the table every day, you're putting yourself in a negative deficit that we did not account already within your numbers. When we calculate your numbers, we're putting deficits in there for fat loss. So if you're adding on an additional deficit, your body is going to do the same thing and retain those nutrients and cause weight gain rather than weight loss. And basically, you're doing the same thing to your body when you're under eating as if you were overeating. So the very best that you can to hit those numbers is what we want from you. And so it's going to take some time, so don't super stress it. But having things on reserve that you know will allow you to even hit 5 grams of fat or 5 grams of protein. I highly, highly suggest that you log your food for the day ahead of time with intentions of the plan that you're going to eat, so that if you do see, hey, I have 5 grams of protein left over, well, maybe that 5 grams of protein is just a little bit extra in protein powder in your shake that day. Or maybe it's adding half an ounce of the lean ground beef to help get those numbers up. Okay, so this is just a simple little tutorial to get you rolling with MyFitnessPal. There is a lot to learn, and it will take you time. So take your time to adjust to inputting your food and give yourself time to get used to this habit. And if you have questions, of course, reach out to any of us. And the great thing about MyFitnessPal is that we have a huge community of our Cook to Fit crew who are on here. So if you go and click on friends or find someone like myself or Coach Rebecca, you can come on here and see that we have, a large crew of people who are logging their food, and you can, click on them and get ideas too for what they're eating along the way. So happy logging, everyone, and good luck on your tracking journey.